Howdy there YouTube, this is Will, and we're going to do another cook on the Lonestar Grillz IVS today. I've got two briskets, one prime and one choice, and a pork shoulder. Gonna cook overnight on the IVS. I've got a party going on tomorrow. We're gonna have a few people here, and one of the briskets is for the party, the pork shoulder's for the party, and the second brisket is a choice. I'm gonna make some chop out of it, and I've maybe got an actual paying customer. So this is going to be a little bit of a demo for that. The point is to do a choice. You know, you want to look as good as you can. Maybe you get a prime, but the reality is he wants choice just because it's going to be for tacos and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to cook him a choice. I'm still fighting with the smoke ring. I haven't done anything since the last video, obviously, but today I've got a little bit different plan. I'm going to use, so usually you put some charcoal in the firebox with some wood mixed in. This time I'm going to put an entire split of oak on one side, an entire split of mesquite on the other side, and I'm going to run the charcoal all the way up and around them. So we'll see how that does. With the barrel, you need to be careful with how much wood you put in there. You could over smoke it pretty easy. That doesn't appear to be the case yet here. Either that or I haven't put in enough wood yet. So this is the most wood that I'll have run in the IVS. So I've got things starting to move right here. I'll show you guys how I set it up here in a second. And here we go. Here's the start of it. I've made the section a little bit wider. I've got a split of mesquite there on the right. I've got a split of post oak heart on the left. And I'm just going to fill this up with charcoal. Here's step 2. Fill this up with B&B competition charcoal. That's an 8-pound bag in there. That should give me enough time. I usually keep this more narrow so it's got less of a surface to burn. So we'll see how this works out. I'm going to have a fan on it. I can come back and adjust as needed. Alright, let's get it lit. By the way, if it looks like it's hot out here today, it's because it is. It's been below 100 the past few days, but so far we've already got about 3 weeks of days over 100. So I just plugged into the fireboard and I haven't set the probes up. You can see they're just sitting there registering 103.4 out here right now. So what do you do when it's 103.4 out? You light a fire. All right, here we go. Coals are just about there. Well, they are there. Get this baby going. If I can get my gloves on. These are not welding gloves. These are just leather gloves that I use for barbecue stuff. So if I have to move stuff around, I'm gonna have to reach for some other gloves. There we go. Give you a quick peek. That's what she's looking like. That doesn't feel like it's enough coals. But every time I question the coals in this thing, I'm wrong. So we're gonna roll with it. And here we go. I've got a prime brisket I'm gonna trim right here. I've also got a choice brisket. That one, I'm gonna use part of it for kind of an audition for a catering event. I'm gonna make chop out of it. I'll use part of it to give away, and then I'll make chop and leave it for the party. Anyway, I am going to use Super Chud today. 2 parts 16 mesh ground pepper, 1 part diamond crystal kosher salt, 1/4 part minced garlic. You can see it all right here. That's what I'm going to use for the brisket. For the pork shoulder, I'm not planning on using any slather. For the pork shoulder, I will. I've got this pickle juice mustard concoction a la John Lewis. I'm going to use the notorious PIG, and I'm trying to get rid of bottles in there, so I'm going to see how much of this honey bacon barbecue I can use up. I'm not going to bore you guys with the intimate details. I'll show you how things are looking along the way. Sometimes I go a little overboard, and next thing you know, I've got a full-length motion picture. So I'm not trying to do that today. The point here is to work on the cabinet, see if we can get a little bit better taste, a little bit better smoke ring. Right now it's up to about 140. I had to do some stuff, and I'm getting this ready, but it should be ready by the time it hits 225. I'll put that guy in, and then it's getting 6:30 almost, so I'll put that in probably about 7:30, and I've got a program on it to do 225 for 3 hours, 250 for 3 hours, 275 for 3 hours, 300 for 3 hours. So that'll give me what, 3, 6, 9, 10. I'll be able to sleep tonight. So that's the plan. I'll set an alert if I've got a probe on it. I'll set an alert if it goes over, and I'll show you guys what these look like when I'm done and before I put on. Cool. Here we go. We're all trimmed up. Gonna put these out in the pit. Pit's running a little over 200. It's been going for about an hour and 13 minutes. So that's about right. The smell of post oak is amazing out there. The fire seems to, I'm just looking at the graph, but the fire seems to be doing just what it's supposed to be doing. We'll see what happens when I close it down. I've got a choice. I put the rack upside down in that. I'm not going to cook it with this, but I'll put this underneath. I've got the prime, the rack normal. I've got the pork shoulder. I ended up not using any slather. Didn't need it. Didn't use slather on any of it. And I've got some of the prime fat that I'll use for tallow in the process. Here we go. I'll show you what it looks like when we put it in. I'm not going to go into great detail with the meat just because it's a cabinet and there's just not a lot to do. That's kind of the point of the IVS. So this is mainly going to be about the finished product. My main goal is this prime. I want to see what this looks like. Honestly, all of them are my concern, but this is the centerpiece today. Okay, I'll see you outside, and then I'll try to make this video nice and short, mainly about the fire, mainly about how the wood splits on each side work, if that's a good idea, if that's a bad idea. It's all part of the iterative testing. Okay, let's see you out there. And here it is, quick look. I've got the prime brisket over here with the tray under it, choice brisket under here with the tray underneath it, the soon to be tallow, and the pork shoulder way down there. Alright. Get back up to temp, and I'll talk to you guys a whole lot later, hopefully in the morning. Alright. Welcome to the morning. Cook went really well. I had some hesitation about the charcoal being a little sparse. Wasn't a problem. The wood seemed to smoke for quite a while. I didn't see inside the firebox the entire time, obviously, because it's contained. But if you've ever smoked with post oak, you know that sweet smell of post oak. It was in the air for hours. Perfect stuff. So came out about 4:30 a.m. Been in the oven ever since. So this is about a 10.5 hour cook. This was about 9.5 hours. This is my pork shoulder. We're gonna pull this guy right here. Man, that thing's hot. It's been in the warming oven, just sitting back. Anyway, let's move this over and see what it looks like. Gonna have to move it in pieces. And this is looking really nice. Pulling apart like nothing. Bone right here. Just tastes a little tube. Good smoke flavor. You can see I got a decent smoke ring on it. I don't know if you can see that real well. Oh, that's good stuff. Cool. I'm gonna cover this and we'll get back. We'll get to the other ones. And here is our choice brisket. I just temped it. That pork shoulder felt a little warm, so I temped this. And it's sitting about 170, 173 in different spots. So I think we're good. Let's see what it looks like. Nice and jello. We got a smoke ring. We got a nice smoke ring too. I need to cut a couple slices out of this and I'll bring in. Alright, I've got some of this sliced up. I've got a couple slices here that are gonna go out for tasting to see if we're gonna do some more. Here's a piece of the flat. This looks really good. So, didn't really bend well, so it's a little overcooked. But that's okay, this is gonna be chopped. So, obviously we know it comes apart. Let's try it. Need that bark. I didn't get the bark. Good. Let me bring you guys in so you can see. This looks really nice. A little overdone, but that's real nice. But that is money right there. Shame this is going to chop. Nice bark. Looking good.